Today we're going to dive into one of the simplest yet most powerful tools a developer has, the patch file. Seriously, it's one of those fundamental concepts that can totally streamline how you share and manage code. So let's just get right into it.
Okay, picture this. You're working on a massive script, right? Thousands of lines long. You finally track down and fix this one really annoying bug, and it only took changing like 5 lines. Now you've got to get that fix over to your colleague. So, how do you do it?
I mean, the first thing you might think of is just sending them the entire updated file. But that's kind of clunky, isn't it? It's slow, it's inefficient, and it makes your coworker play a game of spot the difference. There is a much, much better way.
And that's where the patch file comes in. At its core, a patch is just a tiny text file that only contains the differences, the delta, between two files. You can think of it like a super specific recipe, telling the computer exactly what to do. Remove this line here and add this new line here to turn the old file into the new one.
So why is this so important? I mean, why go to the trouble? To really get why this is such a game changer, I've got the perfect analogy for you. Sending the whole file for a tiny change is like getting a flat tire and deciding to replace the entire wheel. I mean, it's complete overkill. A patch file is the smart way. It's like finding that little puncture and applying a small, targeted patch. It's fast, it's lightweight, and it makes it incredibly easy for someone else to see exactly what you changed.
And this is where they really shine. They're perfect for just sharing quick fixes with a coworker. They're amazing for collaborating when you're not on the same version control system. They're absolutely essential in many open source projects. And they can be a total lifesaver for applying an urgent hotfix to a live server.
Okay, so we've covered the why. We get it. Now let's get into the what. We're going to take a look at a patch file and decode that syntax so it's not a mystery anymore. And I'll be honest, the first time you crack open a patch file, it can look a little intimidating, a little bit like computer hieroglyphics. But trust me, once you know what a few symbols mean, it all clicks into place and it's actually incredibly logical. So, first thing you'll always see is a line that starts with 3 minus signs. This is super straightforward. It's just telling you the name of the original file, the one before you made any changes. And right below that, you're going to see a line with 3 plus signs. And yeah, you probably guessed it, this is the new file. It's what the file will look like after our patch does its magic. Okay, this next part looks a bit weird, but it's basically the GPS for our patch. It's called the hunk header. The numbers next to the minus sign tell you the line number and how many lines to look at in the original file, and the numbers by the plus sign do the same for the new file. It's just pinpointing exactly where the action is happening. Now we get to the actual instructions. Any line you see that starts with a single minus sign, well, that means that line is getting deleted from the original file. It's on its way out. And on the flip side, any line starting with a single plus sign is a brand new line that's going to be added in. So minus means take away, plus means put in. See? Not so cryptic after all.
Okay, enough theory. Let's move to practice. Now that you can read a patch file, it's time to learn how to actually create one and then apply it using a couple of essential command line tools.
The classic old-school tool for this is Diff. With the -u flag, which stands for Unified Format, you just tell it to compare an original file with an updated one, and then you use that little arrow to redirect the output into a new .patch file. This is the time-tested way to do it. But of course, in modern development, you're probably using Git, which naturally has this feature built right in. If you run git diff, it'll show you all the changes you've made that you haven't committed yet, and you can just redirect that output straight into a patch file. This is a super common and useful workflow. And applying a patch? It's just as easy. First, you just need to make sure you have the patch command. It's a standard tool on most Linux systems, so you might already have it. Once you're sure it's installed, you literally just run the patch command and feed it your patch file. It reads all those instructions and automatically modifies the file for you. All right, you've got the basics down solid. Now, let's level up. I'm going to share a few pro tips that'll help you patch more safely and efficiently, and just generally work like an expert.
The patch command has some fantastic options. Dry run is your crystal ball. It lets you test a patch without actually changing anything. R is your time machine. It lets you undo a patch. Backup is your safety net, saving the original file just in case. And P1, this one's crucial. It tells patch to ignore the first part of the file paths in the patch file, which is super common.
I cannot stress this enough. Always use -dry run before you apply a patch for real. This command basically does a dress rehearsal. It simulates the entire process and tells you if it's going to work or if it's going to fail, all without changing a single byte on your disk. It is the ultimate safety check.
And what if you apply a patch and immediately realize it was a mistake? No problem at all. The -R or -reverse flag is your undo button. You run the exact same command, just with that -R in there, and it applies the patch in reverse, rolling everything back to how it was before.
You're going to run into errors eventually. It's inevitable. But they're usually pretty easy to fix. If it says, can't find file, just double-check you're in the right directory. Permission denied means you need to check your file permissions. And if it looks like nothing happened, well, the patch was probably already applied.
So when you boil it all down, mastering this one simple concept, the patch file and its couple of command line tools, gives you this incredibly powerful, universal way to manage and share changes no matter what system you or your friends are on.
And that's our look at the simple, powerful patch file. It really is a fundamental skill that just makes everything more efficient and clear. So the only real question left is, now that you know how to create them, read them, and apply them, what's the first fix